Alright folks, we're back again. This time we've got Sophia Extreme for you. This is from the monk's perspective on what was going down. This is only my second kill, so the footage is a bit raw here. So you're just gonna have to fucking deal with that shit. I haven't perfected it yet. So I'm just fucking glad to get the kill at this point. But anyway, what you want to do is you want to put your 4 markers down, well your 3 markers ABC, over the fucking nipples, as they will become useful later. Every time the boss turns green, there will be a tank swap, and you must provoke during the cast. So I'm just going to say that before we even fucking begin. Also, all 4 DPS must grab a fucking team partner in your healers or tanks. So melee should partner up with a tank, and remember who your partner is. Anyway, we're getting stuck in. It's going to pull like normal. The first move is going to be Thunder 2. It no longer has an AoE visual effect, so you're just going to have to dodge it by remembering what it fucking does. It's quite simple. Everything you do wrong in this fight will give you a vulnerability stack. But anyway, shortly after that the head spawns. You want to move to the corner where the head is and stack in tight, otherwise you will get punted off the edge of the map, causing an instant KO. Don't let that shit happen. Next mechanic is she will summon adds in a certain pattern. They will either cast Thunder 3 or Thunder 2. Whoever she tethers to is going to mimic the exact same move whenever she casts Execution. After her initial cast, it will follow up with Arrow 3, in which case you just move the boss to the safe spot, which in this case is C, as you can see here, where the ad mimics the Thunder 3. Sounds confusing, but trust me, once you see it once, you'll be like, yep, we got this shit. Next up, there will be a tank buster if your DPS isn't high enough, so be careful for that. Hopefully it's not, no, and you can get stuck straight into the adds. Just like normal mode, you will be dealing with the second ad first, as he still remains with the look away mechanic. So you just want to get hit with that, otherwise you will be getting stung with a confusion. Once he's dead, you move on to the third ad, who has 2 new moves, Gnostic Ramp and Gnostic Spear. Whenever he casts Gnostic Spear, it'll be a line AoE, and after he casts it, you want to get directly behind him, because he has a slaughter type move, as in Ravana, and the only safe spot is directly behind. Be careful you do not use any AoEs at this time, because the first demigod person that we're moved on to here, this fella here, he does do the fucking Ravana wings and Ravana shields and all that shit, and it will punt you off the edge if you accidentally hit him, even with an AoE. So make sure he doesn't have the buff before you attack him. Shortly after the buff falls off and you get stuck in the DPS, he will cast an AoE on a single member. Normally, you're meant to stack the entire party in with a tank and lead to negate the damage, but the safest way is just let whoever is targeted eat the AoE and become a zombie. Everyone else just leave the fucking AoE and you'll be fine. Zombie will wear off before she does her limit break. The limit break will hit hard, so make sure you shield that for it. Afterwards, you're going to get stuck back into the boss, as she will use Quasar, which will put meteor circles underneath you. So you want to bait that into the area and then move away. The boss will follow and either use a Thunder 3 or Arrow 3, so be careful which move she uses here. Just dodge that accordingly and get stuck back in. Next up is our first tilt mechanic. Because the tethers are odd here, as you've seen it was 3, that means it will be a nipple mechanic. So you want to stand on one of the 4 nipples. Always move away from the blue meteor, so you're going to have to catch an eye out for them fucking meteors in the background. Here we have 2. So I looked ahead, and as you can see, it's orange, which that means that's the safe side. And because it's an even number, you want to go to the far end. But be careful, as she will be doing a dash across the arena at the same time. Once she comes back to the arena, continue DPSing. Prepare for the next mechanic. After the second dive, like you've seen there, you want to tag up with your partner and place the black AoE on the white AoE. Do not stack any more or any less, otherwise you will receive an healing reduction debuff thing that you don't want. It's bad, Greg, you don't want it. It's followed immediately up by the tank swap and fucking tank buster, so make sure your tanks are on top of that. The auto attack following the tank buster will kill your tank if you do not perform the swap, so make sure you get it done straight away. Afterwards there will be an AoE. As you can see, when the boss lights up orange, it hits very hard, so have your healers keep you topped up during that. And again, now we're moving back to this fucking execution mechanic. So you want to keep an eye out on to see which sides are the safe sides. But this time it comes with a trap, as the boss will perform a dive over one of the two safe spots. So to keep an eye out and see which side she dodges. In this case, one of our points, B, was going to get hit with an AoE, so we had to move to D to avoid it. So that is something you need to take care of and watch out for. It is best to have somebody in your raid call this out to you to make sure you survive it. This is followed up by more AoEs that you're going to have to heal through. Use mantra if you have it. It's very helpful. Followed up by more tethers. Again, we want to move away from the blue and count the number of tethers. This case it was odd again, so we want to be on the nipple. You must be in the right spot this time because the boss will do a laser beam across the arena. So make sure you are on point counting in tethers, or have somebody call it out to you if you're unsure. Thunder 3 follows up. This Thunder 3 and Thunder 2 here can be interlaced, so you never know what you're going to get, so just be aware of that. You could get either. Again, another tank buster and more tethers. This time it's even, so we're running away from the blue meteor, as you can see in the background. And again, the boss will dive, so make sure you choose the correct side at the edge. Boss comes back, more DPS, keep her lit, take no shit. More AoEs, again, if anyone else has a mantra, keep her popped, keep your team topped. Green, that means it's another tank boss there, so just be careful of that. Use your best cooldowns. Make sure you fucking don't waste any on silly things. Thunder 2 will occur randomly here as well. Now this set with a black and white will immediately be followed up by another hit which will punch you off. So you'll need to move really fast here to make sure you stay on the fucking map. It would probably be best if you moved your boss back to the middle. We didn't do that, but we just got lucky that the head was in the right place. But I highly suggest that you do that. So again, just more DPS. Get stuck in. You could use your limit break at this point, but it's quite dangerous. We decided to keep it in case we needed to heal our limit break. Unfortunately, I actually messed that one up there. I was too busy looking at the tethers, because during this equilibrium there will be another shift, which a lot of people seem to miss. So just be careful of that there. Now remember, odd number of tethers is a nipple and even is an edge. That is the most important thing that I can hammer into at the minute. So we're just going to keep DPS in here, and now she's going to cast Thunder 2 while tethered to this ad. When she does this, remember where that safe spot is and move to the opposite edge of the arena to bait another set of meteors to your location once she casts Quasar. She casts Quasar, so you want to run back to the safe spot, and this gets extremely tricky here because during this set the black and white tethers will be occurring as well, so you'll need to match up with your partner in such a small amount of space. Remember, if people are dead, one pair won't show up, which actually makes it kind of easier. It's not like Sephiroth where you will get screwed if somebody is missing from the party. So I'm glad they actually corrected that in this fight. And from this point, the fight is just going to keep repeating now until it's over. So again, she's going to do our big 3-hit AoE here. So again, if you've got mantras, you can use them here, depending on how your HP is looking. Another tank buster. And more tethers. This is another tilt. Again, we move away from the blue. And this is an even one, so we're going to move to the edge. More DPS, just keep her lit, take no shit. The boss is now, it's starting to get a bit low. But nothing here will be new, it's all stuff you've seen before. One thing I do recommend for this fight is, if you're in a party, have people call out different things. So make sure there's people looking after the tank busters. Make sure there's people looking out for the meteors, and just have somebody else on general mechanics, because it will make it a lot easier. Especially if there's not people fucking calling out random shit to you. Because there is actually a lot of stuff going on in this fight. It's all easy stuff. Don't get me wrong here. It looks like it's difficult. It looks very challenging. But once you get into it, you're just like, yes, it's the same shit over and over again. It's nothing to worry about. Just looks a lot worse than it actually is. It's just one of those fights, unfortunately. So again, green, nah, tank buster. We're just going to DPS her down. Thunder 2, remember, try and make sure you get the Thunder 2 pointed away from the party. So now we've got more black-white meteors, and again we're looking for the head, because it's this part again, it's repeating. It's all the stuff you've seen before. The blowback. That's you. Stuck back in, and that should be the kill. But the fight rest will keep repeating. Even though this was our second attempt at the boss, our second kill, sorry, we still didn't see the enrage, so I couldn't tell you when the enrage occurs or what the crack with that is. Hopefully you won't see it. Hopefully you'll get your kill before that, and good luck with getting your weapons.